Hey everyone, welcome to Creative Minds. This is part 2 of the Sonic Realms interview. Part 1 was way too long, so we had to cut it here. It's a shorter episode, hi phone. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. And yeah, here's the episode.
I see on your Instagram a lot. You be editing in a van or whatever. What's that process like?
Oh man! So remember when I said I can find jobs where I can sort of get paid to follow my dream? That's what that is. So circling back around to that whole journey, I quit that job with that tech company, got a job that offered more flexible hours and where I could work a bit less to put more time into this. What that's all about is I currently drive for a local kind of shuttle company. The bread and butter of the company is airport runs. It's a tourist town. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I'm in the van and sometimes I have to wait at airports for flight delays. So I bust out my laptop and try to fit in like a little 10-minute edit, a 15-minute edit here and there, because those minutes add up to hours, add up to days. So that's what I do. And when I'm waiting, I'm getting paid to do so. So in that way, I am getting paid to do what I love. I did it.
Yay.
Hey, you beat the system.
Cool. For real.
Eat that, system. That was part of a challenge for me was how do I, as an audio-only podcast, do stuff on Instagram, like this visual medium? What do I do? What do I possibly do? So I was like, well, I guess I gotta like just take pictures of myself, as much as I don't like doing that. Gotta take pictures of myself in all the weird places that I edit, because that's kind of interesting. So
yeah,
like,
that is kind of.
I'll edit in libraries, in vans, on the street sometimes. That's
street editing.
Yeah, if you look through the Instagram, you'll see me doing that. Coffee shops, those are the worst, but sometimes I have to.
Really? Are you serious?
Oh, they're the worst because I don't know if it's just me, but maybe I attract espresso drinkers and people who like blended fruit smoothies because those espresso machines are loud, the blenders are loud, the overhead music is loud, and I'm trying to do this delicate audio work.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So I am competing with music, people talking, but most of all, those gosh darn espresso machines. I'll just sit down and be like, all right.
Interesting.
And the character whispers,
right?
Okay, back in the character. Blender goes.
Because I understand now. Okay. I need a laptop eventually because I can edit with this amazing desktop, but I do want to be more portable in the future for sure.
Yeah, laptop has been key to all of this, just because I knew getting those minutes in every day counts because it's better than nothing. And two, if you sit down at your home computer, there are so many distractions. Whereas if you're out in the world, it's a lot harder to get distracted. You can just say, I can use this time to work on my thing so I can have fun at home later tonight. Guilt-free, baby.
Guilt-free.
Wow, nice.
You guys aren't on Patreon, right?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Not me yet.
Okay, are you on a per episode basis?
It's monthly.
It is monthly. Okay, so that brings me the most guilt is knowing that I have people supporting me monthly. So I feel like whenever I'm not editing or working my job surviving, it's like, well, what are they paying you for, Paul? Play video games or to hang out or to hang out with friends or to like take deep breaths and try not to have a nervous breakdown? Is that what they're paying you for?
Well, how do you have it set up? Do you have it set up per month or per creation?
Yeah, it's per month. Just because per creation, when I set it up, I didn't know how long it would take. My goal was two per month. Just through complications and trying to do these side things like learning how to video edit so I can later on teach people how to do it so I can take less time. Like all these things that are Sonic Realms related but aren't necessarily making new episodes in the moment. That's a conundrum for me.
Right. Well, do you have a lot of supporters on Patreon or is it just like a handful of people?
It is a handful, but they are fervent supporters. I put up a certain dollar amount that was beyond anything that I thought I would get. I was just like, well, I might as well have it out there. Yeah. This, to me, exorbitantly high amount, just in case someone really falls in love with the show and has the money and, wants to support me. And by gum, a few people have gone to that ultra high tier. And that has been just an emotional roller coaster in itself. Those people, not only did I not know if the show was worth it, didn't know if I myself was worth it. Just having people do that, it's really special as just an acceptance that, hey, maybe you are worth something. Maybe you have some value. and maybe the things you create can have value to someone as well. So that's been a really just warm feeling inside, knowing that I'm affecting people so positively that they would put forth a lot of their hard-earned money to support me as I try to do this. It's been completely mind-blowing and awesome.
Real quick, you're talking about, this is my second real quick so far, but you were like the guilt. I don't know, for me it's like, MasterEth probably feels like this too, but whenever I'm hanging out with friends, that's where like guilt comes in, right? It's like, even if I'm on the, the one video a week grind, there's always more content to push in my own head, okay, I did one video a week and I gotta do my one good Instagram post a day. Okay, I gotta do 2 Instagram posts a day. Gotta keep pushing that content.
That takes dedication. That's a lot more than what I do. I respect that, but I'm sure that's a lot more of a mental toll than what I do. So yeah.
Is that the kind of guilt you were talking about? Like when you're not doing the thing?
That's part of it. I've sort of worked it out in my mind to like, well, I have to hang out with friends or play video games, because if my life was just work, like my job work, and then Sonic Realms work, I would just like burn out and be miserable, and then both things would suffer. So like I have to hang out with friends almost like as a chore to like recharge the battery.
No, I feel you. No, this makes sense. No,
it does.
I'd never wanted to say it, but like it kind of is nowadays. It's like I have to make time for it.
It sucks to say that about yourself and your friends.
No, I know, and it really doesn't come from a bad place, truly. It's the fact of like you have to make time for it, otherwise it kind of doesn't happen.
You don't want it to be that way, but that's just the world we're in and the cards we were dealt. We have to try to make the best of it, and that's why, again, why friends are so important. Because of recent events, I've been questioning, what are a friend's relationship to me to them? What is a friend to me? What is it that makes a friend important? Right. All these questions. So I'm kind of thinking about undertaking this endeavor of literally physically visiting all of my Facebook friends.
Ooh.
And maybe
interesting.
Trying to document it.
And document
Sonic
it, yes.
Realms World Tour.
Yeah, exactly. Take a page out of your book and try to edit these things. But then I'm running up in the roadblock of, well, this is kind of a personal thing. Like, would my friends that I haven't seen, let's say in years, appreciate it if I walked up to them, hey, it's been 2 years and there's a camera in your face?
Yeah.
But so
yeah, that's kind of...
I'll probably contact them ahead of time and ask if that's okay, because another part of that is not only for my like kind of well-being and personal investigation, but also because Facebook has sort of become this partially hostile place. I don't know if your feeds are like mine because everyone's algorithm is different, but like I see a lot of political stuff. I see a lot of like shouting matches over friends stopping being friends because of this one thing they disagree on. And friendship is so much more than, say, your political views or your ideological views, religious views. Like life is so much deeper and multifaceted than those small facets. Yeah. And it just breaks my heart to see people losing long-time friendships over these things they get so worked up over. And their algorithms are designed to make us angry because that keeps us on the website longer and seeing more ads, which is a sad truth about how we humans are designed to pay more attention to fear and scary things rather than things we enjoy.
I'm hardly ever on Facebook anymore. I would like to be on there as least as possible. The only reason I'm ever on there anymore is to distribute my video to like these YouTuber groups, and that's literally it. And then Messenger occasionally. But I wanted to mention, like, when you were talking about visiting your friends and we're like being afraid to film it, I have a neat compromise that you could probably get around there.
Sure,
where instead of filming, you could take like maybe like a selfie with them,
Yeah, I was planning on doing that.
Probably better.
I was planning on doing that, but I figured, since I'm also sort of making a statement about Facebook in general, how some people have these like thousands of friends, but what is that even? Like, you can't possibly meet with all them. You can't have a close personal relationship with all of them. So what are they to you? Is that a friend? Would they drop everything if you had to go to the hospital or if you were in the hospital? Odds are they probably wouldn't. The majority of them probably wouldn't. They'd like see your post online, like, I'm in the ER and could use some help, and they'll either scroll by or
like it
or thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, sad face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know it was like that big of a statement. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it might not be, but I would like the option for it to be. Yeah, but I would still like to meet and talk with them. And it's weird because as I think about it, I have these friends from various angles. Like I have a friend on there that I haven't spoken to in 2 years, and we used to be really good friends. So it'll be sort of this big dramatic moment when I finally reach out and like, hey, how's it going?
Because like I used to play Xbox a lot, and so I used to play with all these friends. But ever since I stopped playing Xbox, because I'm doing like my own like creative journey, like I barely talk to them, and I feel bad every once in a while. But it's like, well, I don't really play video games that much anymore. It's because it's distracting me from like what I need to be doing. So
same here. Rest in peace, video games. I miss video games so much.
well, I feel like since I'm in a weird place in my life, I've been implementing video games a lot more simply for the fact of like, because I'm working so much now, I do need like that break every once in a while, especially since Kingdom Hearts 3 came out and I've been waiting over a decade for that game. But that doesn't mean I can just play it all day. Like I get plenty of work done before then. So it's all about the balance.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been waiting for Red Dead Redemption. And it's not out on PC, so I can't play it yet. But when it comes out on PC and I have a PC that can play it on the best settings, like, that worries me because I hope Sonic Realms doesn't suffer. That's more juggling I'll have to do, like, oh, Sonic Realms, my job, friends, and Red Dead. Which do I do? So yeah, I miss I miss wasting time, you know?
Right? Yeah. My brain never lets me do that anymore. Because like whenever I like try to take a break, my brain's like, okay, what are you doing? You need to be doing something now. What are you gonna do? And it's just like, brain, shut up. Let me like breathe. But it's just I've been like, it's tough to now.
Yeah, we have what I call just it's Damocles blade. It's this I don't know, stop me if you guys have heard this myth, but it's this one about this guy who I believe he was given the throne of some kingdom, but the payoff or the cost was he had this blade that was tied on by a string above his head when he had to be on the throne that could break at any moment. So he's the king, but could, die at any second.
I see where you're going with this.
And that really struck a chord with me because it feels like if we don't handle our stuff and get ready for being like retirement, having money put away, or having something that can generate income when we can't work, that string's going to break and we're going to die old men in nursing homes, neglected, drooling, broken, and alone. So that's the Damocles. Like you have to work and hopefully pursue a dream and do what you want before that blade falls and it's all over.
For real, yeah.
So that's a motivating thing. I don't like using negative.
Death is always motivating. No, but I mean, it can be. It all depends on your perspective.
Yeah, you really need, like, as creatives, like a motivational toolbox. The positive things of like, oh, I envision myself with working with peers whose creative content I respect and they respect mine and we're on the same level and we're working together and I don't have to worry about a job because my creative endeavors are paying my bills and I'm so happy that I'm there. Thinking about that and visualizing that can be motivating enough to get up, sit down, and do the creative work that you might not want to do in the moment. But if that fails, you might have to go the old Damocles blade route and be like, well, if you don't do this, you're going to die alone. Right. So whatever gets you to that computer and working on your dreams, do it. Your future self will thank you. That's my 2 cents about creative motivation, at least. I could go on.
You just have to learn to motivate yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you.
That's a good quote. That's a good quote right there for a meme on Instagram. Nice.
You probably think in memes, don't you?
I don't know what you meme.
Yeah. Recently, my job, I guess, has been to make memes. So I always think what could be a good meme quote.
Yeah. Back when I was first on Twitter, my personal account, which has been neglected in favor of the Sonic Realms.
That sounds about right.
It was weird. Like I tried to get really into it, and then I found myself thinking in tweets.
Ooh.
Like, I would just be thinking in like 1 or 2 sentences, and then immediately think like, could I tweet that? Is that a thing worth tweeting? And it like disturbed me a little bit. I'm like, this is a weird way to think of like, are my thoughts acceptable to the masses?
Oh, it's like thinking, would this work as a YouTube video?
Yeah, exactly. And I assume that happens when you're just living your normal life. and say,
it's like, wait,
yeah,
could
you're
I
in
make
a
this a
fast.
YouTube? Yeah, that's a little too real, man. Because I'll have like real life conversations and be like, you know what? Give me 1 second, write something down on my phone. Okay, what?
Exactly. Yeah. And you're just drawing inspiration from everywhere, and that's good. But at the same time, you're like, shouldn't I be just living my life?
Yeah.
Instead of just constantly trying to categorize it.
It's tough though, because when the inspiration hits for me, it hits hard. So I'm like, I need to write this down, otherwise I forget it. And then I feel bad because I'm like, I should have written that down.
Yeah, and the inspiration will just come and go. So you have to capture it, that lightning, when you can. And I assume that's kind of tricky for you guys, because I assume you can just set up a camera and just start without too much pre-planning. I could be wrong. It depends. All right.
Sorry.
All right. Get a good laugh at the non-video editor.
Really rude. I'm so sorry.
As I was saying, there are some like vlogs.
Fair
I assume
enough,
you can
yeah.
sit down and just like dump your mind out. But if you're actually doing content that you have to like something that requires more thought and effort, then yes, you have to sit down, map it out. So that's why I made the distinction, because I can't do that with my show. It's all pre-planned, except for the game itself. Besides that, it's all the editing, all the separating. Yeah, hard work. And I know you guys work hard. I can see it.
Really? You can see it
in your content.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Oh yeah. No, MasterEth, I have heaps of compliments for you in the next episode. So.
Speaking of that, we should probably wrap it up here, because we've been going on.
My hiccups just started, so it's good time.
All right. I got to do the outro quick now, because last time I didn't do it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Creative Minds.
It has been great to be on. Awesome to talk to you guys.
Always great to talk to other people doing creative things.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Well, where can people find your stuff? Because like, I know that your podcast is on iTunes.
Yeah, you can find it very, very deep in the gaming or other categories. or you can search for Sonic Realms. It should be there. The website is sonicrealmspodcast.com. Sonic Realms was taken, unfortunately, by a Sonic the Hedgehog modding community.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So don't go to sonicrealms.com if you're looking for awesome roleplay hypercuts. And you can find it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm sure if you just search for Sonic Realms Podcast, you'll find it.
Yeah, it'll be in the show notes for sure.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, we will see you in 2 weeks. Remember, stay creative. Out. Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it was like a monster truck thing, like this Sunday. Be creative.
Join the monster truck realm.
Hey, you might have a voiceover career in your future.